Sirens outside, anger inside. From Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, the streets are filling, not with fear, but with defiance. Crowds surge, police move in, arrests begin, and the message is getting louder. This is no longer just a war on the battlefield, it's a battle at home. Anti-war protests are intensifying across Israel, signaling growing domestic pressure as the conflict continues to escalate on multiple fronts. For the first time since the outbreak of the war involving Iran and Lebanon, demonstrators opposing the conflict have joined forces with those protesting against the government's judicial overhaul. The rallies, held in dozens of locations nationwide, were organized with the support of the Peace Partnership Coalition, bringing together a broad alliance of civil society and anti-occupation groups. The largest gathering took place at Habima Square in Tel Aviv, where around 1,000 protesters assembled. The demonstration, however, was forcefully dispersed by police, who said participants were violating Home Front Command restrictions. Deputy Commander of the Central Tel Aviv Police Station, Lieutenant Colonel Avi Ofer, called on his police officers to start making arrests. In response, protesters chanted, "The police are criminals." The protest in Tel Aviv marked a notable moment as anti-government activists joined anti-war demonstrators in a unified show of dissent. Protesters chanted,
"In Tehran and the Kiryat Shmona, girls want to live. In Gaza, in Eshkol, children want to grow up. As well as, we don't want more wars, the peoples want to live. And no to a Kahanist government. No to a government of fascists."
Demonstrations titled, "Say No to the Eternal War of the Kahanist Government, Yes to Just Peace and Security for the Peoples of the Region," have been held throughout the day in about 20 locations across the country, including Jerusalem and Haifa, where police officers confiscated signs and passers-by threw eggs at demonstrators. At least 21 people have been arrested so far.
We are protesting the unjust and unnecessary war that was started by Israel and the United States. This war has killed thousands of civilians and has injured tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. We are asking for a ceasefire, for an end of the terror in the West Bank. Since the start of the war, the violence in the West Bank has expedited substantially. It was already bad before the start of this Iran-Israel United States war, but it has gone exponentially worse since they have started shooting innocent civilians. Not just the army has started doing that, but even settlers. They were giving guns by this administration. They were given rangers and equipment to take over the West Bank.
In northern Israel, residents gathered at Guma Junction to protest the impact of the war on communities near the Lebanese border. The region has been under sustained missile and rocket fire in recent weeks, resulting in casualties and widespread damage. Protesters there voiced frustration at what they described as a lack of adequate protection and attention from national leadership. Protest organizers stated,
"The North and all of Israel are once again being abandoned to danger by a failed government. We are being bombed with zero warning, and the coalition is busy taking more power for itself."
Banners and chants called for an end to what organizers described as a permanent war and urged a shift towards political solutions and long-term stability. Organizers said the protests were part of a broader movement demanding an end to the conflict, alongside calls for political reform and a renewed focus on peace and security for all communities in the region. They emphasized that civil protest is continuing to expand despite the pressures of wartime conditions. The demonstrations, led in part by former lawmakers and supported by a wide range of civic groups, underline a deepening divide within Israeli society over the conduct of the war and the policies of the government. A month into America's war in Iran, a quieter crisis is unfolding inside, one defined not only by war, but by fear, restriction, and deepening uncertainty. With internet access heavily limited and independent reporting constrained, rare accounts from citizens are offering a glimpse into daily life under mounting pressure. According to interviews conducted by AFP, life across parts of Iran continues, but under a shadow. In Tehran, residents describe a city that remains functional yet subdued.
The cafes are open, we go out, there is fuel, water and electricity, but there is a sense of helplessness in all of us. Shops and restaurants are open until 9 p.m, but the city seems empty. Most people have left.
The sound of explosions and missile activity has also become increasingly familiar. One Tehran resident described how such events are gradually being absorbed into everyday life, though concerns remain high, particularly over the risk of strikes on oil and gas infrastructure, an issue that appears to unite public anxiety across the country. Alongside the security situation, economic strain has intensified sharply. Many citizens report a collapse in income. Gulnar, a resident of Tehran who previously relied on an online business, said she had not earned anything for 2 months.
We don't even pay rent, but we can't even think about having fun or going to restaurants anymore. We can only afford the essentials of life.
Despite reports of a slight reduction in the intensity of attacks in recent days, optimism remains limited. One resident in Sanandaj said that earlier expectations of political change have faded, reinforcing a sense of resignation among some citizens. At the same time, concerns over internal control appear to be growing. Several individuals described an increased presence of security forces and heightened surveillance. Kaveh, a 38-year-old artist in Tehran, said that passing through multiple checkpoints in a single day has become common.
You may go through several checkpoints in a day. Cars and phones are checked, even hidden files, photos, apps, even personal notes.
There are also anxieties about what may follow if a political agreement is reached. Some opposition figures worry that any deal between Iran and the United States could lead to intensified pressure on dissenting voices.
If that happens, we will be destroyed. We will be forced to leave Iran for 2 or 3 years. Otherwise, they will come after us.
The psychological toll is becoming increasingly evident. Citizens speak of exhaustion, fear, and a sense of being trapped between competing forces. Ancien, a dentist in Tehran, said,
We are caught between 3 crazy powers and the war is scary. I know I will never be the same person again.
Severe internet restrictions and limited access for foreign journalists continue to obscure a full picture of events inside Iran. As a result, much of what is known relies on personal testimonies. Together, these accounts suggest that while daily life has not come to a halt, the combined weight of conflict, economic hardship, and rising internal pressure is reshaping the country's social landscape, leaving many uncertain about what lies ahead.